Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I am the rakugo storyteller, Uendo Toneido. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'd be a raku no-no. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Hold it!
Wait 1 minute.
You can't leave yet. You've only just introduced yourself.
Oh my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. Ow!
What do you think you're doing?
No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all.
A fan for a fan. Nice one.
Oh, why if it isn't Simon? How are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo.
Never performed in a place like this, you know. I got butterflies here, can't you see? Why do I always get the weird ones?
Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand.
Ah, I suppose you're right. In that case...
I was promoted to Futatsume yesterday and received the stage name of Uendo. The show is our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing.
And then that happened. Ha! I never dreamed something like that happened, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho, too. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Geiru. The way she clung to Shisho, poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. Just keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again.
Uendo, please. As charming as your various characters are, this isn't a rakugo stage.
Let us hear your testimony now, witness. Tell the court about the evidence left at the scene, the proof of the accused's guilt. Witness testimony. Shisho's dying message. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see.
Hey now, enough with the silly puns already.
Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message left as he was drowning in soba broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style.
Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid.
But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth?
It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles.
Except we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please stick to just the facts. My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone this way, wouldn't you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it.
Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence.
Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused.
Ugh, even I've got to admit that I can't see how this message could mean anything else.
Bucky used soba for the deed, all to get back the soba shop deed.
Ugh, this testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something.
That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce.
What do you mean, Simon?
What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help.
I did, and I won't, thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I'd better listen carefully and try to see what he found.
This is gonna give my voice a workout, I swear to God.
I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see.
Hey now, enough with the silly puns already.
Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky.
That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth.
Drowning in soba broth.
Objection!
I call BS.
There's a contradiction in Uendo's testimony.
And would you care to explain where, Miss Cykes?
Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs.
Ah, yes, it does say that, doesn't it?
If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth.
What?
This is the contradiction you noticed, isn't it, Simon?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I guess I showed you.
But if drowning in the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then where was the victim's face thrust into the bowl?
Uendo Toneido's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed in the bowl after he was killed. And that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the character cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning.
I see. So it was done after he was already dead. But why would the culprit do such a thing?
I'm afraid I don't know.
Objection. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive? My sides are liable to split at the absurdity.
What? And I suppose you know why.
Of course, desecrating the body in that manner indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings toward the victim. Feelings of resentment over the theft of the soba shop deed, no doubt.
Just great. Now the judge has an even more unfavorable impression of Buck.
Silence! Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Toneido's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message?
Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh?
Objection! Ah, but was the accused irrational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room? Silence! Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Uendo.
Me?
You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos shows us precious little of what I wish to know.
Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Pass set. Each card is related in some way to Soba.
Spare me the history lesson. Just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more.
Well, there was soba broth spilled all over them.
That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Sadmari, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Oh my, what delightful looking cards. Well, well. Tearing Prosecutor Sadmonk's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this.
Huh?
Don't tell me you haven't noticed.
Don't be silly. Of course I have. Not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I?
Miss Cykes, do you really see a problem with the prosecution's claims about these cards? Well, Go on then.
All right, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture and... These cards were rearranged. These cards were rearranged.
But how can you tell?
Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer is right in front of us. Where exactly should we be looking?
Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Cykes?
The soba broth stains.
Please focus your attention on the soba broth stains on these cards. The outline of the stains don't match up with the larger stains on the table.
Oh, would you look at that? You're absolutely right. And?
Please recall that the soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder, when the victim's face was placed in the bowl.
Yes, go on.
By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client.
What? Then, if we put the cards back in their original positions,
we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward.
That's true. Potion.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so that the stains match up. Let's see, where was this W card originally? Right here. Perfect. Okay, the H card is... Let's see, where was this H card originally? Here. Yes! Now the E card. Right here. A perfect match. Next up is the T card. Let's see. Where was this T card originally? Here. Great, that fits right in there. Now the N card. Let's see. The N card was originally here. There, that looks good. Now O. The O card originally was set here. Nice, almost done now. The last card is 4. Let's see. The 4 card was actually set here. So the message, wet number 4, was originally supposed to say O in 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit.
What?
That indicted look on Prosecutor Sadmonk's face is positively priceless.
This is absurd!
So it was originally O in 4th? It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer's smarter than we thought.
Order in the court! Well, I never would have imagined there was more to these cards than meets the eye.
You're right, there was.
So now that that's settled, what does this O in 4th mean?
Wait, am I...
Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation?
Of course it's you!
But I hadn't thought that far yet.
Change the cards around all you'd like, but if you cannot explain what the message means,
Then it is worthless as you are, defense.
No!
and so the spring chick that fancied itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth.
I have to do something, but what?
Still your thoughts for a second. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there.
Oh, right. That's a good idea. Come on, Athena. Get a hold of yourself. Uendo, does the phrase O in 4th mean anything to you?
No, there's no one named Owen in the Toneido family or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like.
You can't be serious.
Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have expected turned up nothing.
Silence!
I'm afraid I have no idea who the devil this Owen 4th is either.
But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit.
Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather, who rearranged the cards?
Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew?
Sorry. In any case, there were two opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. The first was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room. And the second was where Ueno discovered the body.
Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me? Who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart? Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devil. So what exactly were you doing in there, Uendo? Put down the tea and spit out your answer!
Yeah, Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this?
Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue.
Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word.
Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law.
Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share?
Did you hear that, Cykes Tono? A rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work. That's right. I'm not gonna fall for it. I'm only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there is an audience to listen?
Even so, I have a right to refuse to answer.
The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right, people of the gallery? I'm not saying anything. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk? If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend.
Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk, and it's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it! He managed to convince Uendo with his power of suggestion technique.
Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real rakugo artist should be.
All right, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy. What a man of weak spirit. Witness testimony. In the dressing room. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any, because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor Sanmari's right. I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some faint discord in Uendo's heart. Ponder all you would like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
Hold it!
Let's steer a hard left. I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Uendo is facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Cykes? Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on the witness.
Objection.
Oh, goddammit. Uendo, there is no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy.
It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on! Impetus fool! Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. It seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, Prosecutor Sadmonk. Just know this, Uendo. Your folly will surely earn you divine retribution.
Thanks, Simon. I'm gonna make the most out of this opportunity you created for me.
Just keep your wits about you.
I will. Uendo, could you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room?
Thought out process? Online. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless.
Really? How do you explain this?
Uendo, I'm noticing something strange with these emotions.
Something strange with cheesy toast skin, you say?
No, something strange with these emotions. How could you have heard something stranger with cheesy toast skin?
I don't know. Maybe it's me who got some cheese in my ears.
Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? The point that I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you.
Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. So what was this unexpected thing you noticed?
Oh, come on! His Honor said a few cushions, not a few dozen!
Now that we've all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Cykes.
Who's laughing? Focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Uendo? Don't you think that's a little odd?
Is it, though?
The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw. And I think I know why. The reason Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he knew about his master's death. Uendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead.
What? What kind of a thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh, right, I just remembered something. I thought Shisha was just sleeping when I first saw him. Noise level down to 50%.
You thought he was sleeping? It sounds plausible, but what made you think he was asleep?
Well, he had his head and arms up on the table, as if he were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too.
A note? What note?
Ah, he must be talking about this. It appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting. Do not disturb. Yes! That's the note I saw! After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? That is a pretty reasonable assumption.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Taifu's note has been added.
That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep.
I want to change my testimony to include that statement.
Alright, I'll run an update.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping, but something seemed off, so I rushed over to him. Massive amounts of anger detected.
Uendo, I noticed something funny in your emotions again. Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is what made you feel angry all of a sudden. What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. I was annoyed at my own clumsiness. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. Sounds more like he's hiding something. I better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Uendo, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on in the area around the dressing room door or in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time. Uendo, what exactly did you stub your toe on?
What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays.
You tell her. Really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this? Well, the thing is... Even the most subtle of fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way. Is there really no trace left what Uendo stubbed this toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there then, but is not there now? The TV? Maybe. Please take a good look at this photo of the crime scene. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room?
Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged.
And the drag mark ends... there, at the TV. This implies that the TV was originally by the door. I'm convinced that this TV is the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Uendo, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV. Noise level at 10% now. There, the noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. Well, what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet. Which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. Uendo, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of a doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV? That's right. It's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. I see. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy.
This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother.
Sorry.
I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Oi, Uendo, here's a curiosity for you. This table Master Toneido is slumped over, looks like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back?
Oh my, yes, you're right. The TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was.
I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I wager you need to put the spurs to Uendo just a trifle longer.
Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Uendo, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all that again for the court in detail? All right. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho.
I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisho. Surprise, I see.
Got it!
That's odd. After the initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Uendo, besides your master's death?
What do you mean?
What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master?
Search me! Your little thingy must have made a mistake.
Silence! The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now get to remembering, Uendo. What was it that surprised you?
That was a compliment, right?
Well,
What the hell?
No! We pushed him too hard and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control.
Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant?
You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness's voice, right? From there I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings.
So that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating.
Ordinarily, it's just one emotion that runs out of control, but it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time.
Ah, great. Pure anger.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I put the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisho. I knew it.
What's got your knickers all in a bunch now?
Uendo has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this, ever.
So how does one bring a situation like this back under control?
I'll have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat him. If I can identify what is causing the emotional rampage, then I can probe to dive in further. I'll need to point to what I think is the root cause and hit probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Uendo so much distress.
And that will help bring his emotions back under control? In that case, let's get started, shall we?
Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Uendo's rampaging emotions.
After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I pulled the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Shisho. Yep, we need to probe the character cards.
I get it now. The cards were the root of it all. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what's causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase "Owen Forth" must mean something to you.
Noise level 0, that is done. Mood matrix system, complete.
There! Noise level 0. Finally.
Now what?
The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Forth. But neither of those 2 words have anything to do with this witness.
This topic warrants no further argument.
Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Uendo and the message. For now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory?
I trust you've hit upon something, Athena.
Yup, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Uendo and the mysterious Owen Fourth.
Well, go on then.
I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court, Miss Cykes.
There was something puzzling to me about Uendo's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I had never seen that before, and I wondered how it could be possible.
Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours?
Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible.
So that's it, is it? A bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology.
Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench.
Your Honor, my theory is that Uendo has multiple personalities. With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Uendo has dissociative identity disorder.
What does that even mean?
Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's jest. Multiple personality disorder? A preposterous proposition indeed. Would you not agree, witness?
How did she know? How did she figure it out? Pokunka!
I can't believe it.
I did it! I did it, Simon!
I've read papers on it.
I've read papers on it before, but to think I'd see a case of it for myself.
Blimey. Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities?
Hey, you, lawyer girl, you got a problem with this, huh?
No problem at all.
This is all very hard to believe, but now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court?
Uendo Toneido. I'm a rakugo storyteller, as you know.
Hello, everybody. Patches, the friendly jester here.
Kisagawa, courtesan.
And is that all of you?
Yes, that's all of us.
So there are 3 personalities in total. Uendo, Patches, and Kisagawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now?
Now you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out.
Can't you just straight up say it? I did a great for a change?
You appear to be quite proud of your self-defense, but all you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness.
I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know that there are 3 personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen.
A new interpretation?
Ooh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Cykes?
Knowing what we know about Uendo and his 3 personalities, this now makes perfect sense. The Khura'in cards.
Khura'in cards?
That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen Fourth could have possibly meant. But now with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Fourth actually means a secret 4th personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen?
What? Pokunka!
Uendo must have kept this dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want to be associated in any way with that dying message. No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act our various rakugo characters. If word of this got out, well,
our reputation as a rakugo artist would be tarnished, as would the tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the tornado school. But really, there is no fourth personality. It's just the three of us in here. A plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it?
But
I will concede that it is highly likely that the witness rearranged the cards.
is Prosecutor Sadmati actually agreeing with us?
However, it is not also possible that the accused killer, Master Toneido, and then left that message in order to frame the witness. And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged.
Silence!
A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the tornado school knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself. Ah, that is a true but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, wouldn't you say?
Objection!
Then who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery?
Objection!
Ah, that spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony?
Simon's testimony?
Oh! Geiru escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done. That's right. Until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room, Typhoon Tornado was confirmed to still be alive.
Ugh! None!
Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the body. A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members.
Oh no!
I also heard that his rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of, well, you get the picture. If I were to say it, I just may as well say it here. A steaming pile of shit.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage, I did.
And yet I have a perfect alibi. Indeed. Why not laud the coup of grace on the defense by describing your alibi, witness?
Okie dokie, Smokey.
And this is where we're going to stop. Because yes, these cases get long, and I don't want it to get too long to split it. I got reasons for this, so hope you don't mind. Don't worry, we will be continuing in the next. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit that like button, it means a lot. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I will see you then. And yes, pacing does need work at least. So, yeah, see you then. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Product provided by Capcom.